Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nina. Happy Wednesday. I'm back. Been gone for a little while, and yes, I came back brand new. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so I'm just gonna get straight into it. You know how we do. And today we're going to speak about masculine and feminine energy, what that means to you when you're dating, what that means to you in your everyday life, the differences between masculine and feminine energy, and so on and so forth. So, first, let us define masculine and feminine energy. So, lots of people obviously will guess masculine, male, feminine, female, but every one of us has a little bit of both in us. We've got a little bit of feminine energy and we've got a little bit of masculine energy. Okay, so whether you're male or female, now most people will have a stronger polarity to one energy and not so much to the other, and vice versa. So some women can be very masculine and some men can be very feminine, and some women can be very feminine and some men can be very masculine. So it's not to say that just because you're a man, you're automatically masculine, or just because you're a woman, you're automatically feminine. These are, um, you know, dominant traits. We go off of dominant traits to determine whether you are feminine or masculine. So that's just the very easy, practical definition or the differences between feminine and masculine energy. Okay. So when you understand that, then it's easier to kind of go into more practical examples and understanding of what femininity is and what masculinity is. So, for example, if you are at work, regardless of whether you are male or female, if you're at work, you are probably in your masculine energy because you have to produce work, you have to give energy, you know, you have to, just show up and work, and it's very outcome based, it's very linear. This is what you do at this time. Da, 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 da. Do you understand? It's very organized. So that, as a woman or as a man, when you are in the workplace, you are in your masculine energy. And then switch that up, and now you're at a party. You know, you're probably in your feminine, or let's say you're on holiday, you're at the beach. Okay, you're probably in your feminine element at that moment, whether you're male or female. Just because you're so relaxed, you're soaking in the environment, you're not really doing anything, physically taxing or mentally taxing. It's not about doing something, it's just about being in the moment, enjoying yourself. Even a concert, if you're at a concert, you're just there enjoying yourself. That's really the most important thing. You don't have to produce anything. You don't have to start and have a system of anything. It's just about feeling good. That's very feminine. Now, as you can see, as a human being, you will move in and out in between the masculine and the feminine, depending on where you are, what kind of environment you're in, what is required of you. You might be operating in your masculine, or you might be operating in your feminine. So there's nothing inherently wrong with any of these energies. There's nothing wrong with femininity, and there's nothing wrong with masculinity. Okay? It's just that you have to understand that there's a time and place for each of them. So you're not going to show up at work, jamming, relaxing, chilling, like you're on holiday, like you're at a concert, having fun, not even bothered about what time it is. You're not going to do that because that's not the time and place for that energy. Likewise, when you're at a concert, you're not going to be sitting there with your laptop trying to work, trying to have a meeting, trying to focus, trying to, get your to-do list done. You're not really going to be doing that because that's not the time or the place to do that. So inherently, there's nothing wrong with these two energies, but if they're in the wrong place at the wrong time, then there's probably going to be a little bit of conflict. Okay, so that's just very neutral examples that can apply to male and female scenarios. But if we're speaking specifically about dating, then that's where you kind of want to be more conscious of what you operating in most of the time. So a lot of people will operate on autopilot and not even realize that they're mostly in their masculine or mostly in their feminine, and then they wonder why they get certain results in their dating lives, right? So before we go into how you can embody feminine or masculine energy, let's go into opposites attract for a minute. Okay, so if you are a woman and you are operating in your masculine energy 80-90% of the time, you will 80-90% of the time attract a feminine man. That's not to say there's anything wrong with a feminine man, but if there's certain things that you want in a relationship and you're attracting a feminine man, you have to understand if those two things can coexist. So I'll give you an example. There's a lot of women that attract feminine men because they operate in their masculinity a lot. And then they get upset when their feminine men don't do certain things. They don't take them to restaurants. They don't buy them gifts. They don't spoil them. They don't help them. Women will be going through the most and they'll have a partner who's not lifting a finger to contribute. Okay. And that's because the man or that partner in particular is super feminine because she has taken up the masculine role. Remember, opposites attract. So when you are ultra masculine, even if you're a woman, you will attract ultra feminine. What does it look like in a relationship? Okay. So if you're feminine in your relationship, you're the one that's leaning back. You're the one that's leaning back. You're the one that's receiving. Okay. You're allowing the other person to take charge. You're allowing the other person to take control, to take responsibility of the relationship and its existence, its structure. You basically make the relationship worth being in because of your energy, but you're not the one that's making the relationship actually happen. Okay? And then you move to masculine energy. Masculine energy is very decisive, it's very practical, it's very clear and cut out and organized. This is what is happening, A, B, C, and D. This is our timeline, these are tasks, this is how it's going to get accomplished. That is masculine energy. Now, the problem is that because a lot of women operate in their masculine energy a lot of the time, because, life requires a lot of masculine energy, women tend to bring this energy, the masculine energy, into their relationships, especially if the woman is particularly successful financially or work-wise. She will tend to bring that boss energy into her relationship, which means she becomes the dominant masculine one. And if she's dominant and masculine, she's the one who's got the whole game plan. She basically is in charge of the relationship. She drives the relationship. And then the man just comes along for the ride. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with that if that's what you're looking for. But if you're looking for, as a woman, if you're looking for a masculine man, in other words, a man who's going to be decisive, who's going to take the lead, who's, you're not going to feel confused about what's going on. He's very clear. He's going to spoil you. He's going to help you. He's going to make your life easier and better, or he's going to teach you things that you don't know and help you grow. If that's the kind of man that you're looking for, you can't bring that masculine energy, because masculinity doesn't complement, it repels. So if you want that from a man, you cannot be that yourself. You can be that for yourself when you're by yourself. So, in other words, when you're alone, do all the boss things that you need to do. But as soon as you get into an interaction with the man, you have to be able to adjust and go into your feminine so that he can bring his masculinity and do what he needs to do, if that makes sense. So, if I give you a practical example, if you're by yourself, okay, let me just have a sip of water. If you have questions, please drop them in the comments and I'll try and answer as best as I can. Okay, so practical example. Say you occasionally like to go out and get yourself some lunch, right? You have a nice restaurant that you like to go to, or you like to try new restaurants, whatever the case might be. Okay, this is something that you like doing. So you'll pick your restaurant, you'll drive there or Uber there or whatever. You get there, you have your meal, it's great, you tip the waiter, whatever you gotta do, and you leave. Okay, pay your bill, tip the waiter, and be out. Okay. Now that's you operating in your masculine. As much as, yes, there are elements of femininity in that, you're enjoying your meal, you're out and about, it's probably got a nice view, the food is really like, delicious, whatever the case might be. But the fact that you made the decision to be there, you got yourself there, you set up the whole structure of that lunch date by yourself, you are in your masculine when you do that. Now, say a man invites you on a date. If you say, "Oh, let's do this, I want to do this, da da da," okay, there's a way that you can do it in a feminine way, like suggest, "Oh, I'd really love to go to such and such a place. I've always wanted to try this restaurant." But you let him set up the date. You let him call and make the reservations. You let him tell you, "Okay, I'll pick you up at this time." You let him confirm. You let him drive you there. You let him Uber you there, whatever. You let him take charge of that whole situation. And you just show up and you just enjoy it. And you just, a beacon of sunshine, a ray of sunshine on the date. And that's literally it. So that's you being in your feminine and letting him be in the masculine. Same task, you went out to lunch or you went out to dinner, but in the one you were feminine, in the one you were masculine. You see the difference? So when you're interacting with a masculine man, or you want to be around a masculine man, you have to cultivate the feminine within you. And you cultivate it by letting men lead. Let him take the lead. When the bill comes, don't reach for it. Let him take it. Thank him. "Oh, I had such a great time. I'm so glad you suggested this restaurant. Or I'm so glad you took me here. I had such a great time with you. You're so funny. You're so this. Da, da, da. Okay, that's you being feminine and letting him be masculine. He'll pay the bill, he'll tip the waiter. You don't have to tip the waiter. You thank him, you're polite, you're sweet. That's super feminine. And trust me, that man will take you on a date again and again and again and again and never expect you to even tip, even the car guard. Okay. So if you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, so this is basically what I advocate is that as a woman, if you really want a good dating experience, especially, you work really hard for yourself, you provide certain things for yourself. It's nice to have somebody to spoil you and do nice things for you. If you want that, there is a certain way that you need to come across in order for men to automatically want to give that to you, and that's what I do. So if you are interested in this kind of content, do subscribe, like and comment, share the video with other women who would want to get some of this knowledge as well, and inbox me if you would like a one-on-one coaching session, because I do those as well, in how to get yourself ready to start dating, how to get the best experience out of your dating career, your dating life, and how to really just show up in your feminine energy. So I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Remember to like and subscribe and do all of that good stuff. Turn on the bell so that you get notified every time I come on live. And I will definitely see you in the next video. Bye.